Baby spit up is part of the fit. Not to get all sappy on you guys, he's holding a turd. Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. If you're new here, my name's Alora. I make motherhood and lifestyle content. I am a stay-at-home mom to 2 kids. I have a 2-year-old son and a 4-month-old daughter. And I just want to say, if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And if you'd like to stick around, be sure to subscribe down below. I decided today that I'm going to do a detailed day in my life. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I just was... Oh, okay. Y'all see that? I've had this outfit on for like not even 10 minutes, but we're not changing. We're not changing. Baby spit up is part of the fit. If you're a mom, you know what I'm talking about. That was like literally the most mom thing ever. As I was saying, what was I saying? What was I even saying? Oh, that's right. So I've been wanting to do kind of a detailed day in my life for a while, but I just didn't feel like I was in a really good groove, and now I am, and I'm confident in our schedule and how we structure our days. So I decided that I would film just a very detailed, time-stamped day in my life as a stay-at-home mom. It is so incredibly hot where I live right now. Yesterday, she had her 4-month checkup, and that went great. And I basically told Caspian, if you behave yourself, if you're really, really good, we will go to the park afterwards. And I'm kind of kicking myself for saying that. Well, he did great. He was so good. He's singing in the background if you hear him. He loves singing. And I think like going to church, the worship service kind of sparked that interest a little bit. As I was saying, after the doctor's appointment, Caspian did really good, so we went to the park. I kid you not, we lasted 10 minutes. So we arrive at the park and Ellery is hungry, so I go sit at a bench and I breastfeed her. And as I'm breastfeeding, Caspian comes to me and says, yucky, he's holding a turd. He wants to give me a turd to show me that he found a yucky. And what just adds fuel to the fire is when Ellery was getting her checkup, they had to weigh her. And one of the requirements is that she has to have a dry diaper to be weighed. When we go to weigh her, she did not have a dry diaper, so I had to change her. And I used the last wipe during that diaper change. And so here we are at the park. Caspian has poop in his hands, and I have nothing to wipe his hands. I am completely out of wipes. Here I am thinking like, oh my gosh, like what if there's diseases in this turd? Like I don't even know what is in that turd. I don't even know what animal it came from. So after that, I was like, all right, we're going home. I can't handle this. I can't, it's too hot. There's poop on your hands and it's hot. So all that to say is we are not going outside today. It is even hotter today than yesterday. And it is so hot, some of the schools in the area closed. So we're just going to stay home and make the best of being indoors. I'd like to do some homeschooling with Caspian. He's been doing really good with his counting. So that's kind of the plan for today. Not doing too much outside the home. But honestly, like us stay-at-home moms, this is kind of where we spend most of our time anyways, is inside the house. It's just going to be a very mundane, detailed day of my life. I'm taking you guys with me from start to finish. It is currently 8:45. I need to heat up my son's breakfast. He's just going to have some sausage, apples, and yogurt like I did for breakfast, but I do need to heat up the sausage because it's probably very cold now. This is to all the moms who have to reheat their coffee at least once every morning. It is 8:51, and usually I like to be out when my son's eating. I'm not gonna call myself a paranoid mom, just a very safe one. I don't like to leave him unattended, especially when he's eating sausage or like basically any sort of meat. I don't like to leave him alone because I know kids can choke on that really easily. So after he eats breakfast, that's kind of when I like to start my chores, making my bed, maybe doing a little laundry. I'll usually put Ellery down for a nap. Ellery is really good at sleeping through noise. So usually I just go into her nursery and I keep the door open, and he usually plays with his toys, but he's able to always come into her room and get me if he needs me. I have her saw machine going, which seems to help mask the noise, and then I'll put her down and we'll go about our day. We are currently doing some light homeschooling. I hesitate to even call it homeschooling, but like I am teaching him as we are playing, and we're just taking these blocks and we are counting them as we pull them out, and we're just counting to 5 every time, or we're counting them as we're stacking them. And so it's just repetitive counting 1 through 5, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'd like to also go grab a shapes puzzle. In my last video, my back to school reset, I showed you guys everything that I brought up from the basement for education and homeschooling this school year. I also showed me kind of like putting everything away. Well, I was finding that system didn't really work, and so I just basically condensed everything into a basket, and I'm just gonna call it my homeschool basket. I can show you guys what that looks like after we're done playing with these blocks. Finding creative ways to teach him how to count and to teach him his alphabet and shapes and colors has kind of been what I've been trying to do. So like pulling these blocks out has been fun. Obviously, as you saw, I would stack it, then he'd knock it over. So that has been a way to teach him to count, and we're just counting as we're pulling them out, and he's doing a great job. Since that back to school reset video, it actually brought up the conversation again between me and Kyle, just kind of discussing the future of our kids' education. And I think we're actually going to go a different route, which is really exciting. It's actually the route that I was really wanting to do, but just didn't know if it was possible. So we're going to try and see if we can do the Christian school first. We're first going to see if we can afford the tuition, and if we can't, we're going to see if there are any programs that we can get onto through the school. My husband used to teach at this school, and I used to be a teacher's aide at this school, and so we know that there are programs, but we'd like to see if we can afford it first. And if that ends up not working out, then we will do public school, which is actually different than what I mentioned in my back to school reset video. If it's possible, I would be so happy to do the Christian school first. I know that environment. I worked in that environment for a year, and so did my husband worked in that environment for 2 years. And we love it so much. We love that school. We love their values and what they stand for. But it's just we didn't know if financially that would work out, because we would like to have another child. So we would be sending 3 kids to this school. If that doesn't end up working out, I still am confident sending my kids to the public school in our area. But if I had to choose, I would definitely choose the Christian school without a doubt. And like I said, my husband and I being former employees there, and we left on good terms. I left because I became a stay-at-home mom, and he left to go teach at a public school, which just offered more pay. And it's common knowledge that public schools pay more than private. That is the only reason he left. It wasn't because it was a bad school. It was because they just couldn't pay what a public school would pay a teacher. And that's something I'm gonna be praying for, is that God will open that door. I definitely just want my kids to be in a Christian environment, and I know that that school is a Christian environment. I'm just going to take this moment and praise my child. He picked up all the blocks because he was done playing with them, and he wants to play with the magnet tiles now. So I just want to give a moment in my video just to acknowledge that he did a great job. Good job cleaning up your blocks.
Block?
Yeah, you cleaned up all your blocks. High five. I had mentioned in a reel, my closing shift reel, that I have been incorporating him in the cleaning up process. And you guys, it has made a difference. He has been cleaning up after himself. And like, this is just an example. I didn't ask him to clean up the blocks. He just knew that when you make a mess, you clean it up. And that's something that we as parents have to teach our kids. Like, they need to be involved in the cleanup process if you want to see them clean up after themselves. And I'm not saying he does that every time, because he doesn't, but like, I did not ask him to clean up these blocks, but he did. Good job. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. This is the part of motherhood that is just so exciting. Like, seeing your kid thrive, seeing your kid learn. It's an honor. Not to get all sappy on you guys, but it just is. It's an honor to be a mom. It's an honor to be in the position to teach my child how to do good and how to be kind and how to clean up after themselves. And I just want to be a good steward in that. This is my homeschool basket. This is the basket I decided just to put everything into. I go more in depth of what's in here in my last video. So if you want to know what's in here, go ahead and check it out. We just got done with counting, so I'm gonna do shapes. He knows a few shapes on here, not all of them. His favorite shape is a star, because we read books about the moon and the stars, and so he loves the star shape. Okay, what's this?
Star?
It's a star, good. What's this?
Star on the wall.
What is this one?
A star.
It's a heart.
Hat.
Good, a heart. Gecko plants seeds, so folks are to make quite a pair. Amen. She was mama, mama's.
Hey, Mama.
It is now 12:30, and it just so happens that their naps are going to line up today. That doesn't always happen. It always just depends on when she wakes up, on whether or not her nap will line up with Caspian's. But today it does, so I'm going to have him go down for quiet time. Caspian has not really been napping too much lately, so we just do an hour of quiet time. And while he's going down for quiet time, I'm going to go put her down for a nap. And that will give me time to really catch up on laundry. All right, let's get into quiet time, nap time. I need to put this down to the basement. As I'm sure you saw this morning, Ellery was in her little bouncer while I was getting ready, and the bouncer is supposed to go on the stand, and that turns it into a swing. Does that make sense? Like this is like the swing part. We don't use it as a swing anymore. We just use the bouncer when we need Ellery in the same room with us, for when we are busy. No one's able to hold her, but we don't want her out of our sight. We'll use the bouncer a lot when we're getting ready on Sunday mornings, or I'll use it when I'm cooking and Kyle's outside mowing. Like, that's when I'll use the bouncer. But we haven't used the swing part in probably like a month or so. So I'm thinking like it's time just to put it down into the basement. It's just kind of taking up space. The stand is just kind of bulky, and we don't even use it for that purpose anymore. So I think I'm just gonna put it back down to the basement. It is now 3:30 and Caspian is done with his quiet time. He did not take a nap. I thought maybe he would, but he did not end up falling asleep. Ellery is still napping, which is good because she probably won't get another nap for the rest of the day. Like, I think this might be her final one, depending on when she wakes up. It's possible she could take another cat nap just before bed, but definitely not a long nap like she is right now. Usually Kyle gets home around 4, but he's actually going to Walgreens after work to pick up a prescription for Ellery. She was prescribed like vitamin D drops because she is a breastfed baby. I like to start dinner at 4:30. I start dinner at 4:30 every day. It's a habit now. It's part of our routine. I'm not sure if I'll pick you guys up beyond this point, only because I do have an evening routine video and I kind of go more in depth in that video. It looks slightly different, but it's still pretty much the same. But I will continue to leave timestamps as the video goes on.